And welcome back to the Spoiler Kings. It's Brian the Grizzly with Tank Kramer. We're about to cover She-Hulk,
Yeah.
episode 6. What did you think about it? I just want to know, like, we're off the bat, just being Jen, whatever. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I didn't hate it, but it was a filler. Somebody
There's
said
another
it's a
filler.
filler, and I'm like, it's exactly what it was. It's like it's getting a little frustrating now, where like you should not even have put Daredevil in the trailer. Granted, I'm like, whatever. I'm kind of over it at this point, but at the same time, it's like, don't put that there. You know, the helmet tease I think was enough, and then we could have waited. But now you have people waiting legit like every week.
Every week you're sitting there waiting, like, okay, is
But
it coming? Is it going to be now? Is it going to be now? Is it going to be now? No, we're still waiting, and I don't know what the hell they're doing.
yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I don't hate the show. But it's definitely on my lower end of shows of the Disney Plus, Marvel stuff. If
I'm
not,
being-
probably at the bottom.
I got to be completely honest. It's at the bottom for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's
And that's
anything
not saying
else.
it's not terrible. I'm not trying to say it's terrible. I mean, I just think all the other shows made more sense, and I enjoyed the journey. This is getting stale. Like episode 5, I was like, this is kind of weird. Okay, it's just all filler. And episode 6 is full filler.
Mm-hmm.
It has no advancement in the story at all, and they're just doing things. And I want at least a look. I don't mind you doing that if you advance the story a little bit, or you try to add to the character a little bit, or you setting something up a little bit. And they're not doing anything.
Yeah, that's exactly what they trolled us really hard. Yeah,
Kevin Feige's like, they thought they had it.
Yeah, it's. Oh man, it's not bad. She's cringe.
Okay. All right. So I don't hate this. Honestly, I don't hate it. I think it's just comparing to other stuff. And I'm seeing, you said we've seen trailers for Loki. We're seeing trailers for all these other things and how good they used to be. And this is just a different type of show. And guess what they told us? She-Hulk is a different type of show. They literally said this before we got She-Hulk.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe later it might feel like a Seinfeld kind of show, where it's a show about nothing and there's a green lady, and I think that's what it might turn out being, without a lot of the funny. I mean, there's people who don't think Seinfeld's very funny. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in that boat.
I'm totally in the boat. I mean, I understand why it's good. Well, people like it, but it's just, to me, I'm like,
it had its moments. But it's the same thing with this. It's like it's a show about nothing, and She-Hulk, so it's just I feel like all the important parts. Yeah, the end totally looks like a leader setup. But they already set that up with Who Wants Her Blood. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like somebody they're running in place. They're running in place. What's the point?
Yeah. I was like, we already know somebody wants her blood. And all he did was make a bigger spike to get the blood. I was like, yeah, like you said, it's running in place. It's there's some, like the first thing I asked when we saw, was it Mr. Immortal? I think his name was.
Yeah.
Even my girlfriend. My girlfriend was like, wait, how did he get his powers? I was like, I don't freaking know. And then we're like, wait, how did Titania get her powers?
Yeah. So what they're slowly doing without us knowing is they're introducing mutants.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing. They're introducing mutants, and I started to understand. I was like, okay, that's what this is. But this is what we wanted. We wanted longer series, right? So they had to put fillers because the story is only really 6 episodes. We were really upset that Loki was over so fast. This is what we get when we extend something that's not there.
Yeah. I just read that.
You better not make me angry. You want angry. I'll bring you to court. That's a good that line right there, Derpy. That's the show in a nutshell.
Yeah, but I don't hate that because that's She-Hulk. That's the She-Hulk character. You know what I mean? It's just the court cases at the beginning made it seem like it's gonna be some cool court cases, superhero court cases, and it's a dude who kills himself because he doesn't want to divorce his
with his
wives,
wife.
and I was like, really, and then like the Asgardian who like transforms to mess
Pretending
with
to be,
people,
yeah.
like that was kind of funny, but I don't know. I mean, she was probably one of the funnier characters, at least like villains, because she like walks out as the dude. I forgot what his name is. Like, I don't even remember some of these people's names. But like the dude that likes the shoes, and
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
he's like, oh, I hate women. Like, and then the actual guy comes out and is
He's like,
like,
"Hey,
he
that's
goes,
not
oh,
me."
that's not me. Yeah. So like, that was a little funny, because she's doing it so blatantly in front of people, like she doesn't care. So
But
that
it's
was
so
it.
goofy. I think when you have a show that's goofy, sometimes you want to have some serious parts to it to kind of get it going, keep it going. And that's the exact opposite what we're getting.
Yeah.
It's so goofy and there's nothing like Deadpool's goofy and it's funny, but there's a lot of violence. There's something to add on to it. I feel like this is missing the add on unless you have a cameo. And as soon as you don't have a cameo, the episode seems to almost fall flat without it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the issue with it too is like there's no real bad guy. I think this one they try to set up Titania to be the bad guy, and she really can't fit the bill. It's just,
And I felt bad for her. I mean,
towards the
towards
end.
she's still starting to, you see that she's just doing these things because she got all his attention, and now she's losing attention, and she feels like that's all her worth is. That's how
Yeah.
I felt like with her. And so
Yeah.
it's like there is no bad guy. There's just people doing stupid stuff because everyone is both good and
Yeah.
bad.
I
Everyone's
mean,
in a level of gray.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're definitely kind of making the bad guy out to be these like, I don't know how to say it, but like kind of mimicking the toxic fan people, stuff like that. I think that's the bad guy of the series, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I didn't hate it. This one felt like another filler, which I'm like, really? Like out of what, 9 episodes, I think we got another filler. Like, I don't know.
Go ahead. Andy says MCU has no villains,
Yeah.
just misunderstood people.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Did you feel like they set up something, getting her outfit and all that stuff, and then show nothing? Like, how do you feel about that? They set something at the end of the episode, and then the next episode you don't get a payoff.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, like, so she gets the Hulk dress, right? The dress for She-Hulk. But I was like, wait, I thought he was supposed to make clothes that shrink with her.
Yep.
So she shrinks,
That was
but
the whole point.
now the dress is big again. And I'm like, wait, why? What? And, it was like, and then my girlfriend's like, why wouldn't you bring an extra dress? Like, all right, give me 5 minutes. Let me run to my car and pull out my extra like clothes. It was like, what? I just thought that was, I don't know,
stupid. It was plain and simple. It was stupid. And then I don't know. I didn't understand why she allowed people to talk to her that way. I don't. Hey, why don't you go grab these glasses? Like, do you know now I'm a superhero?
Yeah.
It's like,
well, see, but that was Jen, and they're still playing that game where like Jen doesn't get the respect, but when She-Hulk showed up, everyone's like, "Oh my god!" taking pictures and telling her how great she is, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like we're on the second half of this season, and it still feels like the beginning of the season.
Episode 2. Yeah, it really. I feel like we haven't got anything since Bruce Banner kind of left. When we had some Wong stuff was kind of funny, but we haven't really seen anything else since Bruce Banner went back to Sakaar, and that's kind of where I'm a little disappointed. They have opportunities, and we know. I mean, you can bring in any of the defenders. You could bring. We're gonna have Daredevil. You could have had the leader. We take that for episodes. You can do Kingpin. You could bring these villains that are there.
Yeah.
Why are you just giving us so much filler? I don't understand it. And maybe they know what they're doing, but I feel like they just needed 9 episodes, so they can put two episodes in the middle that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But like I said, I don't hate it. It's definitely on my lower end of MCU, especially coming after Miss Marvel. How so many people like were hating Miss Marvel and this and that. I loved Miss Marvel. And the more I think about it, the more I go back and watch other people talk about it and their thoughts about it and stuff, the more I love it. And I got to put that in like top 3, ish area, like Miss Marvel, because for me,
I don't know. I think
WandaVision and Loki are tied for number 1.
Yeah,
Because
I
they're
said
so
Loki
different,
1
but
and
they're number
WandaVision
1.
2. And then I still like What If more than like.
I liked What If.
Yeah, I think
but
that's
as of right now, it didn't really add anything new to the story. It was just its own little stories, where at least Miss Marvel added to the greater picture of the MCU.
I think we're gonna get some of those things, some of those characters, and then we know we're gonna have a zombie thing, and the Doctor from Multiverse of Madness was huge from that. So I mean, so there were things in there, and I think I put this just above Falcon and Winter. Not with this one, but put Miss Marvel right above Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
that's right where I put it,
yeah.
just above that one.
Yeah. But just coming off of that show into this show, where that show had so much heart, so much meaning, so much feeling, and you felt like the passion between the actors and the directors and everything like that. Like you knew where the story was and who they were and where it was going, where this one's the complete opposite, like, I mean, was it like an Ally McBeal, like that they kept saying what it was? I mean,
it's
kind
really
of, but without the funny,
and without like She-Hulk being the lawyer that's doing it.
Yeah.
And he said, my wife is never prepared for things like that. Meanwhile, I carry an extra pair of socks on hikes in case my feet get soaked. Not having an extra outfit is totally possible.
That's what...
that is funny because that's like me and my wife too. That's how I am. I try. I have like extra pairs of shorts, shirt, socks, shoes, gym shoes, work shoes, just all that all the time with me. My wife's just like, whatever happens.
I usually have a whole change of extra clothes in the car. Like now I have the new car, so I need to put it in there. But shirt, socks, underwear, shorts, and just like a couple shirts because I sweat a lot. So and then I always keep that in the car. So I don't know, but that's just I guess that's just me. But I don't know. But overall, like it was a filler. It was disappointing. I think I didn't hate it, but it just I don't know.
Is it disappointing because Daredevil's coming and they keep on holding it off? Or is it disappointing because it's like, I want more to go on this story? I want the story to kind of be pushed along.
I want the story to be pushed along more because the way the cameos have been going, they've been very minor. And I don't see Daredevil playing a big role. And I think people are waiting for Daredevil and they're going to get very, very disappointed thinking he's going to like change the She-Hulk world. I was like, Wong came in for 2 episodes and did his little bit. Hulk, started it off and then took off. I mean, that same thing with the Abomination. He came in, did his thing, and we never see him again.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same thing here. We're going to get him for an episode, maybe 2, and then that's it.
I think he's going to see the reason I thought they're going to use him earlier because I think he's going to plant a seed, and then we not see him for a couple of episodes. Like he's going to plant a seed of the responsibility and how you're supposed to be a hero versus what you do in your real life. He was going to plant that seed early, and then maybe you might not see him to like the last episode. And now it's like if you bring him in 7 and he comes in 9, that's not really long enough for him to not be there.
To do anything.
Yeah, I feel like it's just very weird, and I don't know. I think it almost feels like they came and saw this and they spread these last 2 episodes into 2 just to like prolong it, to make it more episodes because they need it to be 9 episodes.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
they did opposite of Wanda because Wanda I feel like was supposed to be 10 episodes, and then they're like, okay, we gotta make it 9 because it was COVID.
yeah. I don't know. For me though, I think the worst thing, like going forward, the worst thing they could do is make her realize her worth as Jen and She-Hulk as the same person right at the end. If they do that at the end, then this whole show was just kind of watered down, I guess. I mean, it didn't have any substance, because like you give her transformation right at the end, and then we don't see any of it afterward.
But they started in episode 5, And they do a little bit in 4, they do a little bit in 5, and now they're doing more in 6. It's like, why are we doing the same storyline for 3 episodes when she should just figure out, be self-confident, be confident in who you are, love who you are first, both sides, no matter what, whatever it is, love who you are. And then why is it taking so long for her to figure it out? I don't know. And we got 3 episodes left, like as Andy was saying, and now we're gonna get everything rushed.
Yeah, if that, I mean, I don't know. We might not,
or we just be disappointed because it doesn't do anything. Like episode 9, you see Daredevil comes in for 4 seconds. Like, I could have told you that was better to do this way anyway, and that's all we get from him.
He just flips over the car and jumps in. He goes, "Check out my new show."
See you later,
and then jumps off the the roof.
That's almost as bad as everyone's saying that Daredevil just takes the Fox folder and puts it into the MCU.
Yeah, Daredevil.
That would be great. That's fun.
Yeah,
that's fun.
But
I don't know. But what do you think? Where they're gonna go?
I don't know, man.
Daredevil.
I mean, I'm definitely more inclined now to like you said, like right at the end, and I'm like, that's probably about right. Like, we're gonna see him like in episode 8. Maybe a little bit of 9. He's gonna give her epiphany and done. Like, and then when the next time we see She-Hulk, I don't know, So I don't know.
Yeah, it might be the writers. Yeah,
possibly. And then I think the worst thing, they came out and one of the writers said like she took a lot of her inspiration from Taika, and I was like, that's probably not the best thing to say right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait till he wins another Oscar, and then you can say it. But
that's so fun. Oh boy, what can we do?
Yeah, but
Andy says the first 4 episodes had the same writer, and this is different.
But I don't know if that's the first 4. I'm like, okay, but then you expected the next step of the season.
And then 4, 5, 6 have been moonwalking.
Yeah, exactly, man. I don't know.
I'm hoping that they change this up and they do more with it, and that we get something important in the next episode. Because if not, I don't know. This might be at the bottom of my list, honestly.
As of right now, it kind of is. Me and my girlfriend both are like, we don't hate it, but it's not the best.
Yeah.
It's not even the middle of the road either. It's definitely a lower tier Disney Plus Marvel show, which kind of sucks, man. Even Hawkeye had a good story. You knew where it was going,
I agree.
And stuff like that.
I think this is worse than Hawkeye, though.
Yeah.
And he was like, then they go back to the first 2 writers for the last 2. So first 4 episodes had the same writer. Last 2 and the next one were different writers, and then they go back to the first 2 writers at the end.
There you go, fillers. They're fillers. That's insane.
I don't like all the hate it gets, but I can't sit there and tell you that this is good. It's not good.
The reason it's getting the hate is so stupid, though. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the show hates men. I was like, if that's I know Brandon always kind of gets on it with that. If that upsets you, then you need to kind of question your masculinity.
Agreed.
What I mean?
Like, because I point out, okay, so every other show's been all about men. We couldn't even get for a show for Scarlett Johansson was
Black Widow.
We couldn't even get a Black Widow movie for like 13 years. And then you're sitting there really worried about this one show not being, they hate men, they're not being about men. Whatever, dude. Yeah. Get over yourself.
I mean, it's kind of funny, like they're mimicking the stuff that's actually being said. But then they get mad. It's like, but you're getting mad at the thing that you're saying, and they're making fun of you for saying it, but you're getting mad at that. I was like, what? I was like,
man, Thanos was right.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all we got for this one, guys. Put in the comments what you guys think about it. I want to hear other people's thoughts on these things, because I want to enjoy it more. But is it Marvel that's doing this wrong? Is the writers, or is the storyline just stagnant? So I don't know. You guys put your comments in there and let me know, and we'll discuss this and talk to you guys on the other end.